Hey guys, it's Nameless again, and well, first off, this is my first video since I graduated, so I'm officially looking for a job right now. So yeah, so things have been pretty hectic since then. I mean, it hasn't stopped, it hasn't calmed down one bit. But the reason I want to come on is to pretty much make an update. Yeah, I figure it's time I do a little update on Actually, it's not an update. What the fuck am I thinking? It's probably because it's early morning. But now I know I don't want to beat this dead horse. This is going to be the third video that I've talked about Final Fantasy XI. Okay. Now the first video, I talked about last year. Talked about last year. Gave my experiences from it. Most of them left a bad taste in my mouth. The second video, which I made about a month ago, practically trying to convince the fanboys that I'm not out to kneecap every Final Fantasy fanboy out there. Okay, if I was doing that, I wouldn't even go 10 feet near the Final Fantasy series. Okay, I happen to be a big fan of it. So, but the third video is going to be about Final Fantasy 11 wise. I decided to give it another chance. Yeah, I figured, maybe there could be something to what some of them have been saying. I mean, there are some good posts that I saw that that it's more enjoyable and blah 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 blah. I mean, I was speaking from how the game was 6 years ago, and that wouldn't be a fair assessment. And seeing as I'm bored with WoW and APB has become a cheater's paradise, not to mention that there's still lack of content, and it let's just say that game needed a lot of work. It's got potential, but it needs a lot of work. So I went back to Final Fantasy XI recently, as early as last week. And let me tell you, my experience with the game this time around, it's a lot better. I was shocked that I had a much easier time leveling up in that game than I had 6 years ago. Now, I told you why I didn't like it, right? That the fact that leveling was way too slow, you need a party to get in there. It took hours and hours, days upon weeks to even get to level 40. I mean, it took me not level 40, level 30, because it took me about a month to get there. But I started a new character on Final Fantasy XI. Well, let me adjust this. And in as little as a week, my monk is already up to level 25. You want to know why? Well, apparently they figured they've addressed the problem that the leveling was a little slow. So what they did was they had two things which I liked. Level sync. Now with level sync, what it does is the problem in the past of how come you couldn't level slow, because you couldn't find a bunch of people. You got to find people that's like one or two levels within you to form a party, and it's like balls hard. But the level sync option made it a lot easier, and you can get experience points faster. You can average around 150 experience per kill. Now, then there's a second option that they call let me see here. It's called Fields of Valor. What you do is every time there's like an outpost point or a home point, right? Like one of those people that will cast Signet on you. There's a book, right? And it shows you have to beat this much monsters to get get some pretty good experience points and some gil. So the leveling, so you add that all up, and I can tell you right now, leveling isn't such a pain in the ass as it was before when I played it before. So I gotta check this mic because I gotta do this. Bravo, Squeenix. Now, but there's one problem that came up. I wanted to play the PC version of Final Fantasy XI. Unfortunately, but let me give you a little buyer beware alert. If you're gonna play Final Fantasy XI on PC, then you're gonna need you need a credit card to play or a debit card, but not only that, you need to have it registered for this. If you have a Visa card, you gotta have it verified by Visa program or something. Sort of like a weird 3D security thing they set up now. A lot of friggin' accounts got closed because of that. And if you're with MasterCard, they have this thing called MasterCard Secure Code, but just a fair warning, if you want to try out Final Fantasy 11, try it again. See if you have a much better experience. I would recommend the 360 version, okay? But let me warn you, it's very ideal that you have a spare keyboard that supports USB. So like I said before, the leveling is a lot more tolerable than it was when I played it before, but I will say that Final Fantasy XI, it's a much more solid game, alright? Although I think what they've done was too little too late, but it's still but I agree, it's a good formula. But I'm more excited for Final Fantasy XIV. I've been hearing more and more shit that's been coming out on that game. I have a feeling this could be. Now I know I said APB is going to be their first series competitor to WoW, but the way it is right now, not for another year or two. Final Fantasy XIV, on the other hand, I think it's got a shot. So long as they allow game cards, I think that's going to be their key to getting more subscribers for Final Fantasy XIV. And it's going to be solo oriented. So I think what they're doing is they want to open this up a bit, so you don't have to rely on parties or whatnot. Not that it's a bad thing, but still. But I thought I'd give you a little update on that, and pretty much, hopefully the freaking fanboys and fangirls will get off my nuts for once. That is, unless I start talking about Final Fantasy VIII, then Final Fantasy X, then I'll start getting death threats and a bunch of assholes trying to sound like anonymous assholes, God. Makes me wish I had an IP tracker so I can track down each of them and curb stomp them. Okay, that was stupid. Alright, so until next time, it's Nameless. Take care.